MVP, maybe more of a stretch, but like he's not far out of that conversation depending on how the final two events go, right? He's been a freak of nature. He's been a freak of nature. Sure. That's the main thing to understand. You saw it there in the first map. It's a hit scan SOG now, 41 kills. It's not a bad start.
I mean, he was dropping 40 anyway, right? It just made him even more consistent at being able to drop 40. You know, just pick up a ton of kills. But more importantly is you think Reciprocity and you think about a map like Frequency, well, there's your answer. It works out very, very well for them. EG, to the credit, made it interesting. Made it very interesting at one point in the game. JCap heated up. Apathy almost gets some streaks as well, but realistically, that was wrecked from the very beginning.
I mean, I do think that's a valid point. If Apathy doesn't start 4-20, maybe things go a little bit different, just right? You get out of the gate a little bit hot, but at the same time, I do think that the SOG pressure, having multiple guys on the map with the SOGs on Frequency, much better than it sometimes. They only had one SOG on the map from the side of EG, so vastly different strategies coming out. Admittedly a close game, but either way, we take our toll over to the Hacienda S&D, where on the side of EG, we simply don't really know. And we have a bit of information, like we know they're going to be solid, but how good is still a question that remains to be seen because the roster changes are there. And then of course Reciprocity, vaguely same answer. We know they're going to be good, but when they bring the new man on the team, we don't know how drastic impact is that going to have, really in either direction.
Also, I think you brought up a good point earlier on. You go from playing in the play-in bracket, worst 8 teams in the league, so now all of a sudden you made it to playoff bracket, top 8 teams, right? The skill disparity there, just how big is it? Well, it was a rude awakening in map number 1. This was going to be no easy walk in the park for EG. They head over towards that Hacienda search, tie up the series. A Seaside controls game 3, and then Gridlock 4 and Gridlock game 5. Could be a very interesting series, chance. Could be a very interesting series indeed. And of course, don't forget, if you do lose in the playoff bracket, it's no longer single elim, turns to double elim. There is a loser bracket.
A little bit pressure off. Just a tiny little bit, because anyone that falls in a loser's bracket is going to be a killer of a team. Yeah. It's going to be brutal. Like, even just to talk about the step in competition, I think a lot of the teams that fell in the bottom 8, with everyone that made a roster change, which everyone in the bottom 8 did, I think a lot of teams made themselves worse. I think there were so many teams that if they stick together, you think that you maybe have a better shot. I think some of the only teams that maybe got better are the ones that have made it to this point. I think EG made a halfway decent trade up. I think Reciprocity maybe made a solid trade. It's just going to be hard to improve on like their best place, let's say. They've had a pretty good year so far. It's tough to improve on that, but I do think their roster is like slightly better.
Oh, we'll wait and see. Of course, the winner of this has the great pleasure of playing United.
Have fun with that.
In the next game for them, which will of course be tomorrow. But if we're honest, you look at the bracket, plain and simply, there's no easy games. There's no easy games whatsoever. It's tough competition throughout all of the games here, man.
And then, of course, I think the loser of this match plays the loser of 100 Thieves in FaZe. So you can pick your poison on who you want to play against. Obviously, you want to be on the winner side of things, just in general, and especially so with having to deal with either 100 Thieves or FaZe. That it's just there's certain teams that anyone's gonna have to go on an insane run.
I promise you this: Miami is going to be a ton of fun. Today was kind of the formality. You know, we had to find out which 2 teams were joining the big boys of the league. We got our answer: EG, LG. Kind of expected, if we're honest. I think they were, most part, the 2 teams many people had in their minds. Definitely LG. That's one that you really can't argue. Now, though, it's where it gets fun. It really does. Coming into tomorrow, we just have such a good amount of quality games that if you're just a Call of Duty esports fan, I'm telling you, you're in for a great weekend.
I think I'm a little bit nervous about Heretics. But after that, I think all the teams are going to be phenomenal. Is what I'm saying in terms of competition level with the remaining teams.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're playing LG right now, right? So
I believe so.
Yeah, that could be tough. Of course, the loser of these falls straight into the loser bracket, round 1. Already in the search, Reciprocity found themselves 2 kills. It's a 5v3, bomb was planted. However, there's no one left alive for EG, so that's a pretty easy first round. Dylan with 3 kills. Hasn't slowed down whatsoever, and he's going to grab the defuse as well, put him one step closer towards some streaks.
I mean, I know this is fairly standard stuff for Dylan, it seems, at this point, but again, like, there's a handful of players when I hear that the SOG gets buffed, I get intimidated. he's on that list. You look at like Gen G is a team that like maybe like those songs get better.
Sure,
United, I think even especially gets bumped up.
United's a scary one because it isn't just necessarily one player. It's like
it might be all of them. Might be, like again, Reciprocity on frequency. Maybe he runs a SOG. There's a lot we're gonna have to look at, and it really does just completely change the dynamic of teams of what their map pool is gonna be, what they want to do when they're playing against a certain teams. I mean, it's got to be one of the bigger storylines of the year.
I think you would say really the only team it doesn't massively positively affect is probably 100 Thieves
and Optic.
Yeah. So we'll see. A lot of storylines going to Miami, that's for sure. His first one again comes through for Reciprocity. This time, though, Exotic's able to trade. Dylan just cherry picks himself a free kill and manages to escape. 295 now away from Streaks. A flawless start. He was given bomb as well. Love this. If not for the Streaks, the specialist progression, he's 2 rounds in. He's almost halfway through towards the grab slam.
And just instantly forward, right? Like he gets that fence's control. His teammates actually leading the charge. It's Dens, but he does get caught out, and at some point you're gonna get shot through the fence. And well, Dens is able to find a first kill. He's getting hunted for the next shot. Punch range is there, but attach quicker on the trigger. The 2 players at bay. Wuskins actually waits for the first player to cross. And with 23 seconds, Wuskins can do this.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Nope.
Okay, never mind.
A little unfortunate spot. He had both players pinned in 10 and opted not to shoot straight off the rip. Because it was Dylan that got a little unfortunate. Down towards bottom 10 himself. And then it was a great read, just couldn't get the shot punch off close range. EG tie it. The search 1-1.
And just to backtrack on the SOG conversation, because this is what I'm interested in, is I wonder if it makes the SOGs that are already good even better, or the SOGs that are struggling, now it makes their life so much easier.
I mean,
so it might actually be, so it's going to be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but maybe it actually helps like the 100 Thieves, because now your SOGs who are, I don't even want to say underperforming, but like if you think they're the weaker guys on the team, now they're going to be even better, which I don't know. I don't want to outright say that 100 Thieves and Optic are the teams that are going to be less impacted necessarily by the change.
Sure.
I think it impacts different teams differently, but there's certainly a couple teams where you think it might get scary.
I think it's when you start talking about maps and game mode combinations, right?
That's more important. Yes.
Way more important. Big picture stuff. His accuracy able to get first blood, but Zed shuts down both accuracy and apathy. Nice little trade, so 1-man advantage for Rec. As EG, look as if they are thinking about maybe trying to push over towards the B site. Attach was in water, Dens spots him, and now all of a sudden it's a 2v4.
2v4 where these players are at least fairly close to each other. I mean, JCap is part way behind enemy lines. He actually has 2 players that are just straight in front of him. He should know the second one's here. He's actually trying to call out for Exotic to hunt him down. Meanwhile, Exotic is getting hunted himself, so there was potential, but now JCap for the 1v3. Too many people on his screen. And honestly, that's just credit to Dens. I mean, he gets called out. Exotic is looking for him in the water, but he gets away just quick enough that his teammates are there for the reinforcements.
Glance at the double Zed was able to get. Got a little bit of support as well, which always helps. But so far, so good for Rec. Now back up 2-1. Wuskin looking for his first kill. It's Dens at 4-1 and Dylan at 5-1, leading the way for the Rec pack.
And this is one of those times where I'd actually be interested in whether or not just have Dylan take the bomb, right? Like you're 3 rounds in, he's nearly halfway to the grab slam. And
so they did that round 2 when they were thinking about streaks.
That was for the streaks,
right?
Yes.
That was where they were thinking about the streaks. But you've talked about it in the past, right? Just really isolating one player in a game of search and destroy and saying, well, let's just see if we can get you special, especially something impactful like a grab slam. I mean, why not, right?
Of course, if you look at the way the round played out, I mean, Zed could have fulfilled the role that Dylan did. You could afford to flip-flop, and even if it goes the same way, even if you falter out and get run over, you still get Dylan closer to the grab slam. So you don't have to, like, obviously don't want to alter your strats too much just to make things happen with one guy for the bomb plants. If you want Dylan to go and fly, but especially it looked like this round, there's opportunities to make it happen.
I mean, you have a player halfway towards a grab slam in 2 rounds. At that point, I'm saying, just give me the bomb, right? Just give me the bomb. We'll try and make it work, and we'll try and get a grab slam. Because grab slam search is ridiculous.
I mean, imagine what you have to like alter the way you play your gameplay. Like, there's certain places you just can't go on the map.
Right.
Like, if you you're never getting through connector if you know the guy has a grab slam. He slides back, shoulder peeks till Kingdom Come, and then as soon as you try to go there, you just die. Like, your best case scenario is you just make sure one player throws away their life to get it out of the way.
Yep.
And then you're working from a man disadvantage. So.
And the problem is Dylan's smart enough to hold it if he only sees one, because he trusts himself to win the gunfight anyway. So it's really a tough spot, that's for sure. As EG do tie things up 2-2. Go back on the attack as well. They're looking at A. And this round might be over very, very quickly. 3, there's 4, there's 5.
That's a round. The MVP of that round, by the way, 100% was the trophy system.
Yeah.
It was the trophy system, bar none. That was, I counted at least 3 pieces of utility from the side of EG that got tossed straight into a trophy. And there you see the MVP, Alex, just saying thank you to whoever tossed the trophy down. And I will say, after the first 2 guys throw their concussion grenades and hits a trophy, probably shouldn't be throwing the cluster. But either way, that is a well-crafted strat from Reciprocity. They know they can play aggressive because they know they're going to get the trophy down. Smart S&D plays coming out for the nice little one-round advantage.
Yep. Now, they use that one-round advantage to really apply the pressure onto EvbilGeniuses. Alex found a first blood. He was traded out. Some shots go through fences. That's going to stop the healing, if nothing else. Dylan finds 1, 3v3. Screen cap hits connector. 3v2. The numerical advantage for EG. Wreck, of course, do need to try and punt the bomb. It's down over towards A. Waskins hit a flank. Realistically, no one home just yet.
They're working themselves over towards the bomb. EG obviously know that these players are going to have to come over towards A. They have a couple players looking towards fences, and now they're making a move. They have to know Waskins is here, who stays alive, but double challenge is coming in. Well, he wins his gunfight, but Dens does not. 25 seconds, and you got players stacked up around fences, potentially getting wall banged. Waskins has to make a hero play, but no FMJ on that Maddox makes it even more difficult. You're staring down an ICR. You got 2 players to deal with, and nice shots come in, but you don't have time on the clock. You have to do something miraculous, and well, EG, they're just playing it too smart. The double challenge comes in, and a nice round on board.
Oh yeah, Dens wins his 1v1. That round is very, very scary.
And something Reciprocity has talked about in their search, because like Scraps even has been vocal about this on Twitter, like what is Waskins doing on the map? And Waskins has come out and said, he's like, there's times when I'm the island player and I don't like it, but it's what the team wants me to do. Yep. And in that situation, he's going on a full flank through the water. Meanwhile, Zed gets killed because the guy just walks through connector. And if Waskin plays top mid in the hallways, bottom secret to look mid-map, if they just have their own flank effectively covered, granted it's a mid-map flank, but nonetheless, maybe the round goes different. But that is something Reciprocity, they want it for certain reasons, so you can go on these flanks. It works sometimes, sometimes it fails. That is an example of a failure.
High risk, high reward, I guess. Bomb goes down. Apathy, another slow start from him. And Exotic, 1 and 5 is that, 2 and 6. Exotic. First blood for Alex. Comes through, but time is ticking. 30 seconds as Rec look to go for the retake. And it's almost too simple. It's almost way, way too simple. They find the locations, they get kills, and they just stroll into the site. And now Dylan, I mean, look at that. With what, 6 rounds done, 7 rounds done now? He's, I think 3, 4 kills away from his grab slam. If that,
probably
maybe,
close enough,
probably
2
even
or 3.
closer.
Yeah.
And App's nowhere near his. I don't think there's anyone at EG close to theirs. It's just dominant, and yet the scoreline is still so close.
And he could be even closer if he just planted the bomb that one round. I will say for that round, obviously the retake was overwhelming, but Attach was playing like the flank so well, and I don't know how Alex made the read, because Attach like waited like 10 seconds after the bomb got planted on the other side of the map before he made his move, and Alex somehow just read it. Right. So that was just good plays from top to bottom for Reciprocity, but you got a basically near 10 stack on the map over towards that.
Just so aggressive. And this time, they aggression does not pay off. Apathy finds 3. There we go. Welcome to map 2, Apathy. Honestly, may hunt down for number 4. That's a great challenge from EG. They fly straight at Dens. And a dominant round from them. Keep it close, tied up 4-4.
Best play of the game will be Apathy.
100%. Yeah.
Who last time, if you remember, Zed actually killed him from the exact spot. This time he goes and pre-aims it, wins the one-on-one against Dylan, and, well, now he's got the team support for every other kill. That player nice and weak, and, well, Zed, you could see, was roughly half health before Apathy took the gunfight, so making the big plays, but the first blood, the key to the 10 stack.
Very, very close. Game of search here. 4-4. EG back on the attack. Is this just going to be a bottom middle push? Well, Rec is ready. They've gone up top. It's another round, which honestly could spiral out of control. A couple of trades very quickly. Dylan drops as well. Now all of a sudden, 2v3. Players still up top. Can Alex escape? Yes, he can. Alex and Dens against Exotic, Jacob, and Attach.
Dylan got baited by the kill feed. He knew there was a player on well, but he saw his teammate picked up a kill. He assumed it was him, so he just kept on going forward and, well, gets caught off guard. Now this bomb has rotated over towards A, however, and, well, Alex would be the man to spot it out, but he's up top hallway, so.
Bear in mind he has a nade here for this retake. No one's going to be out of fences. You want to invest it here. Well, that just confirms it. Nade thrown out. Good enough. Absolutely perfect. 2v2. 30 seconds on the clock. Catch spotted. Try and force the 2v1 out of fences. That's a must-win fight. Doesn't matter. Teammate lost it anyway. Fens and Alex both drop, and somehow EG is at map point.
It's a great nade from Alex, but obviously a great concussion from Attach to come right back. Oh, good God. It's been a long day, Ben. Actually, it hasn't. I don't know what happened right there, but again, I think the most important part of that round was just the opening, right? Dylan gets that first blood. He's dealing with 2 people. There's a player on well. He knows it, but then in the kill feed, Wuskins pops up, and I think he just assumed that it was the man on well, so he doesn't even check it. And, well, it's the difference maker because that man was a sitting duck for EG.
Sure was. And note now this round, they do give Dylan the bomb. That plant is going to be huge if they're able to get it. And your EG, you cannot give it away for free. And I think the problem is they are not going to check this in time. Bomb goes down. Just any amount of damage into an EKIA here is enough for the grab. And you'd love to see him get it this round. You have to be so careful here if you're EG not to feed it to him. He knows the 3 kills there. Even going to invest his stun. Once it could be huge in around 11. Needs to find a kill. Doesn't matter that he dies. The 3v2 with a flank coming through on accuracy as long as Alex doesn't choke the gunfight. Which now, with actually last map, good to dead. You get everything you want if you're Rec. The round win and the grab slam. Now you just have to put it to good use.
And that was a great setup from Rec as well, because they get the bomb down. You see everybody instantly just sprints like up those mid steps, and that serves 2 purposes. One, no one's going to throw away their lives. You see EG, they had a nade coming over top to check the corners, finds nothing because there's nobody home. And 2, you can just overwhelm anybody that goes mid-map or shows up in the hallway. So they dodge the nades. They end up just, being able to waste time. And then once you get the hallway control, you can go on the flank top window. You can do whatever you want.
Dylan is absolutely everything this round. Absolutely everything. If he gets unnecessarily blooded or any misplays, EG gifted, and that's what I'm talking about. Somehow escapes. Hardly any health. Zed finds a first blood. They have a couple of players from EG pin bottom middle. And honestly, you could just slam there if you want to. Doesn't even invest it. 5v2. The round is very much over. EG did so well to keep this search close. So well. But when push comes to shove, Reciprocity will take it in around 11 unless somehow, some way, accuracy can find a 1v4 clutch. And there's the grab slam.
There's potential maybe for the shot punch, but then you got to kill 2 more after that. Then Dylan is having himself one hell of a series, 41 and 22 in the hard point. I don't know what he finished with in the S&D, but he earned a grab slam, so he was doing pretty well for himself.
Very, very well, and now Reciprocity 2-0 up. in the series.